Hey there, basketball fans. You won't believe what's making headlines. It's about the weakest USA basketball team in history. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about the red, white, and blue hitting the court with a squad that's raising eyebrows and stirring up chatter. So grab your popcorn because we're diving into how this unexpected twist is shaking up the world of hoops. Let's hoop it up. Over the years, the USA basketball team has built a rock-solid reputation for excellence. They've done this by consistently putting together a lineup brimming with NBA superstars, whose very presence on the court sent shivers down the spines of their opponents. Think about basketball legends like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James. Just the mention of their names was enough to conjure up images of top-tier athleticism and basketball wizardry. But as time marches on, things are changing in the NBA, and these changes are casting a new kind of shadow over the USA basketball team. Now in 2023, the World Cup is on the horizon, heralding the start of a fresh era in the world of basketball showdowns. The 2023 USA basketball team for the World Cup showcases a lineup that diverges from the star-studded rosters of years past. The team we're about to see this time around is quite different from what we're used to. Instead of the tried-and-true path of superstar players, we're faced with a crew of young talents who are like rough diamonds, full of potential, but lacking that dazzling superstar sparkle. The spotlight is shifting, making way for new faces to write their own stories on the court. This year's team is made up of these young players who are still carving out their places in the NBA. You might recognize names like Paolo Banchero, Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, and a bunch of others. They've all shown promise in the NBA, but they're not quite at that level of jaw-dropping greatness that we associate with the legends of the past Team USA lineups. And when you look specifically at the front court, the big players near the basket, things seem a bit uncertain. There's a shortage of true centers and seasoned forwards. Sure, Brandon Ingram, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Bobby Portis bring some serious skills to the table, but they're still working on becoming the dominant forces we're used to seeing. One key thing for a winning national team is having those experienced players who know the ins and outs of the game. They've been through it all, and they know how to handle the heat, especially on the global stage. But the USA basketball team this time is grappling with a bit of an experience gap. While NBA pros like Mikal Bridges and Brandon Ingram do have quite a bit of international experience, there's still a chance that they might not completely grasp the unique challenges that come with representing their country on the world's basketball court. The situation with this team is like having a puzzle with a missing piece right at the center. Picture this, a group of basketball players who are really good, but they're missing a key player in a crucial position. In this case, that position is right in the middle, known as the center position. It's a bit like having a cake without the icing. You've got something good, but it's just not complete. Now let's talk about why this missing player is a big deal. Basketball is a team sport, and every player has a specific role. If one position is weak, it can affect the whole team. Think of it as a chain where every link needs to be strong for it to work well. In this team's case, not having a strong center is like having a weak link in that chain. This can be a problem, not just for now, but also for the team's future. The team's defense, which is all about stopping the other team from scoring, has a noticeable flaw, and that flaw is the absence of a power center. In the past, when this team was on top of the basketball world, they had big, imposing players like Shaquille O'Neal and Dwight Howard who dominated the center position. But now there's Walker Kessler, who is a promising player but lacks the experience needed to go up against the international giants in the paint, which is the area near the basket. But it's not only about Kessler. The team doesn't have much backup in this position either. Imagine having a great main actor in a movie, but not enough supporting characters to make the scenes really shine. This could be a problem, especially when facing teams with strong front court players, those who play near the basket. It's a bit like having a strong starting lineup for a dance performance, but not enough backup dancers to make the moves really pop. So while the team has a lot of heart and determination, the shortage might make them vulnerable when facing teams that have their front court game all figured out. So the burning question remains, is this USA basketball team, which some folks are calling the weakest ever, still going to rock it on the global court? Despite the team's weaknesses, they've got some strengths up their sleeve. Sure, they might not have those super famous players like before, the ones that everyone knows, but hold on a second. These players have some tricks that can surprise everyone. The team might not look like a powerhouse at first glance, but they're like chameleons on the court. They can change and adapt to whatever the game demands. And in today's basketball world, being able to do many different things is really important. And what really sets this team apart is their hunger. They're not just playing for fun, they're playing to win. Imagine a group of people with this burning desire to show the world what they're made of. It's like having a secret weapon that no one saw coming. As the World Cup gets closer, it's hard to predict exactly how this USA basketball team will perform. They might not have those super famous players like in the past, but that doesn't mean they're a lost cause. Basketball is full of surprises. With the energy and determination of this team, who's to say they won't rock the court and score some unexpected wins? We'll have to wait and see. Now, let's talk about coaching. Good coaching can make a huge difference. Experienced coaches who know how to bring different players together and make them work as a team can really boost the team's performance. Think of them as the chefs who bring all the ingredients together to make a delicious dish. In a high-stakes event like the World Cup, good coaching can turn potential into actual success. Right now, the situation might be tough, but it's also full of possibilities. This might not be the team of superstars like in the past, but it's a chance for the new players to gain international experience and show what they've got on a global stage. Even though they might not be as famous as the legends from before, they could be setting the stage for future success, both in the international arena and in their own NBA careers. In the big history book of basketball, 2023 is a turning point. It's a time when new talents are taking the spotlight, and the old superstars are taking a step back. This USA basketball team might not be made up of the absolute best players in history, but within the competition, there's a chance for growth, a comeback, and the creation of new legends. Whether they rise to the occasion and cement their place in history or face challenges beyond their experience, this roster will undoubtedly leave its mark on the evolving narrative of USA basketball. As the World Cup unfolds and the games continue, this year's team will add its own exciting chapter to the ongoing story of basketball. So that's all for today's episode of the Basketball Saga. Now, let's hear from you now. Do you think that this team's struggles are just a bump in the road or a sign of a bigger shift in international basketball dynamics? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you want to stay updated, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring that bell icon. Until next time, keep that basketball spirit alive.